Okay, everyone, we are back with another episode of Final Fantasy VII. My name is Omega Zero.
I am Late Night CJ, aka Sweet Daddy in the streets.
And I do want to apologize for the lack of uploads for the playthrough. Some issues came up within the past week, familial, and school's been a pain in the half for a while.
Right.
So that's why I'll apologize, even though at the time of recording I uploaded a new episode an hour ago.
Right.
Not even an hour ago, 10, 20 minutes. But in between episodes, I only did a tiny bit of grinding. I got Yuffie's lightning up to lightning 2 now, so she does more damage with that. And we're just gonna go up to the next area. Now since Late Night CJ wasn't here for this is Barrett's hometown, or what's left of Corel.
Looks like a junkyard.
Well, when your entire town was attacked by evil PG&E being Shinra, they pretty much screwed everyone over, and everyone hates Barret for it. But since we're in here, we can pretty much talk to everyone or buy some items. Like right here, I can buy the carbon bangles, but since I want to level up my materia better, I'm going to keep the platinum ones I have.
Okay.
And since I already listened to everyone's story here, we are going to go to the Gold Saucer.
The Golds. Well, dang.
It's
Is
right
that
there.
A restaurant or something?
No. It's like Disneyland. Except more expensive and probably
In that place.
in this world. Because,
So what does that look like? Does Disney World look like a junkyard or something?
well, no one in Corel actually makes enough money to where they could actually go to the Gold Saucer. So it's like, oh hey, you could go here, and you have the area to go right into it, right over here. Because we take up this thing to go to the Gold Saucer.
Alright, okay. What is it, tripping?
They're just kind of asking what the heck happened with Barret, because as soon as we got into the town with Barret, he was already there because he wasn't in our party. I didn't have him in the party. I probably should have, but hindsight's 2020. He's already there, and pretty much these small group of people antagonize him and give him crap for, oh yeah, well the town's this way because of you.
Right.
And
It's all your fault.
yeah, or it used to be around here, as he says. My hometown used to be around here. And he's like, what do you mean used to?
He's gonna see what had happened was.
Ain't here no more. Heard he got buried in just 4 years.
Pretty much. That's how this works.
And it's my fault. It's all my fault.
One would say that, yes.
Up, here we go. Here's the backstory.
What is it? What's
Time for Barrett's backstory. And I'll read it. Or I would if it didn't just pass through. Maybe it does seem poor, but it's calm. First time I ever heard Mako Reactor mentioned since then.
Mako Runner.
Mako Reactor. Mako, whatever you want to call it. So many people say it different ways, it's actually starting to annoy me.
Yeah, as it should.
And the whole point of this is there's only the people of the town, the town elders or something. They want to build the new Mako Reactor for the new town as proposed by Shinra. And the only guy who's against it is Dine, or I guess that's how you should pronounce his name, Dine or Ding, whatever you want to call him.
Right.
And he's the only one against it, and he's like, you want to use coal instead. Coal's been for a generation. Their fathers and theirs before them risked their lives for it, which makes sense because coal is a pretty dangerous thing to mine for.
That is true.
And we have no right to throw it away either. And Barret actually proposes a logical solution. Look, no one really uses coal nowadays, and it's maybe we should change it.
Sounds familiar.
And we have one of the people from Evil PG&E being Scarlet. And Mako is basically hey, use it. You can basically guarantee everyone here will have a job. Everyone here can work in the reactor. And Barret at this time is married to his wife, who is suffering, apparently, from some unknown disease, illness. I don't think it's specifically laid out, but you can probably infer that she was just very, very sick.
Right.
Maybe it was all the coal they were burning.
Most likely. They got black lung.
But then again, this is a fantasy world, so maybe they have a cure for black lung or whatever.
I don't know, man. That's what some of the issues of why we have the new Green Deal, but that's not, we don't want to get political.
No politics here. And basically, since Dine's the only one who was opposed to it, he essentially just gets outvoted. And he eventually, like, he relents. He's like, alright. I guess we can do this. Even though it's obviously against something he would do. Not because it's, like, he's not against new energy, but hey, that took a drastic turn. It happened when Dine and I were out of town for a few days.
Fire! Keep going. I got
Corel was burned down by the Shinra troops. All the townspeople, all my relatives, everyone, everything. They killed everyone and everything.
That's how that works.
And they kind of, and Cloud was like, what the hell did they burn your town for? They just said they did everything. And they say it was an explosion at the reactor. And I think late night CJ went outside. And Shinra blamed the accident on the people and said it was done by a rebel faction. Now, if you pay attention to the supplemental material, I believe it is the one where your character plays as part of the Turks. With that, I think that's what Shinra was saying about the rebel faction. Like, it was the first iteration of Avalanche that actually, I believe, blew up the Corel Mako reactor. I think. And Barret obviously was like, I shouldn't have gone along. Like, I don't think Barret should realistically blame himself. Yeah, maybe you could say he was like one of the head townspeople. Like, hey, maybe you should do this. Like, I'm pretty sure most people in town like, look, coal's bad, like maybe because of cancer or something, or it's like, or black lung. It's like, oh, you never got on a building, they're like, most people would, yeah, look, coal's dangerous. It's really hard to work for, but we have this something that they don't know. It's sucking the life out of the planet. Most likely, and it's like, all right, hey, we're just gonna use this. It basically is like a fusion reactor. We're gonna build it. Everyone's gonna be peachy keen. It's like, no, we don't know what happened. That's why he gets so pissed off.
What's going on?
Basically, what I just explained is that Barret blames himself because he went along with the idea of building the Mako reactor.
Right.
But Tifa says, like, you shouldn't really blame yourself because I'm pretty sure most people would have gone along with what they said because of the problem. Yeah, I'm inferring that they're pretty much sure it's going to make jobs, your town's going to get built up and everything. Oh, by the way, an explosion happened and Shinra blamed it on a rebel faction, which you can infer was the first iteration of Avalanche, which killed everyone. Or killed a lot of people, so Shinra killed everyone, including Barrett's wife. And we interrupt your backstory to say, hey, it's time to go to the Gold Saucer. We're gonna go to fake Disneyland. And it's like, well, you have to go anyways, so it's like, you might as well just hurry up and get on the train. Or the tram. It's like... And then we interrupt your backstory. It's like, hey, let's go on. We're like, eh. And then it's like you cut off the backstory right away. And most people wouldn't realistically talk about their backstory in such an in-depth detail, man. It's like, oh yeah, this traumatizing event, the whole reason I have a gun for my arm and I don't like talking about my family. Yeah, why would I bring that up in a normal conversation?
Yeah, that really doesn't happen that much.
And Yuffie, since she's like the youngest, she's also high, and it does make a stupid comment.
So wait, Yuffie is a dude?
No,
Oh.
I said young and hot-headed.
Oh, okay.
Because I think she's like, out of all the characters, she is like the youngest. I think she's 17, where everyone else is like in their 20s, and Red 13, I believe, is the oldest. And she's like, oh, I'm not sympathizing with Barry. He's like, oh, you should never trust Shinra. And we'll get into her backstory later. That's the reason why she's kind of a prick about it. And now it's time to go to the Gold Saucer.
A really nice place to be.
Yeah.
Better than Disneyland.
And I've been to Disneyland. It was long lines, overpriced food, and not really worth it rides. So, is it really shot at Disneyland? Nah, I was like 13. We were going on a school trip on a weekend, so I don't really blame anyone. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to change the music for the cutscenes because, like, you know how YouTube be at times where they change the cutscenes. Like, oh, you let it go on too long. Now we gotta change it. Like they did for Eric's thing. You know, I can play it to like the last 10, 15 seconds of a video because it's only 10, 15 seconds. But hey, this place looks much better than Disneyland. Because Jesus.
About lines. I don't think you gotta worry about lines right now.
Well, you kind of do if you have a lot of money, which I don't. But anyways, here we are. We are coming towards the gold saucer.
Looks like Kirby.
Guys, might like it.
Chickens and everything walking around. I like it.
Anyways, since we're at this screen, since it has like we enter from like a pre-rendered background. Oh no, never mind. Beforehand, when I was playing on the PlayStation, it wouldn't allow me to do 3 times speed. Anyways, we can talk to this guy in the Chocobo costume. It says, "Welcome to the Gold Saucer."
Now, what?
Chocobo. Imagine a giant chicken that's very hyper and can be very aggressive at times. But hey, guess what? Ooh, save point. Let's go save my game. Guess what?
What?
You can't unless I pay 5 GP. That's not Gil.
What is that?
GP is the fake. I had to use real currency to buy fake currency in order to save the game.
Ain't happening.
Ain't happening. So there is a little trick you can do, but that doesn't come until our second visit here. Because yes, we do come back.
What was that?
This is basically an attendance thing if you want to get into the gold saucer. Now, a single pass will cost 3,000 gil, meaning like as long as we stay in the area and go in, we can go in there for 3,000. But if we want a lifetime,
30,000.
it costs 30,000. That's actually not that expensive later on in the game. So we if I grinded up more, I could have had it because I did have it beforehand, but I also spent on materia. So I'll just pay the 3,000 gil so we can get in for the day. If you leave the gold saucer, your tickets become invalid.
All right, roll.
And while you're here, you must pay with GP as money you use here. Fake currency. You use real money. You use real currency to buy fake currency.
Oh, the chicken's tripping. The chicken's tripping.
Your GP limit is
The chicken's about to set it off.
The chicken's upset. This is bull. All right. Now we get a cutscene for this. Now we can just chill. I'd say chill, but not really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're at Disneyland. Might as well have some fun.
With the dude with a brick for a hand, is that what it got?
I know he has a gun for a hand.
You do. I ain't in a chair, move. Just leave me alone.
He's like, yeah, alright, let's do it. He's like, oh yeah, act normal. Like, oh yeah, let's go to the theme park where we're supposed to be chasing down Sephiroth. And then Barret gets rightfully mad, saying, hey, we're gonna go have fun.
So play then.
I'm sorry if you hear the air conditioner, just turned it on. So if it's pretty loud and you pick that up, don't forget we're after Sephiroth. Barret gets rightfully mad and just heads off on his own.
I'm out.
I think he's mad. No, really?
He'll be fine. He always tripping.
Okay, so now this is technically another choice you can get for like relationship points. Now you can choose between who can go with you. You have Red 13, Aerith, and Yuffie. Yuffie will not be here if you didn't recruit her, so on and so forth. Choosing anyone will actually lower the relationship points of anyone else. So just go with Tifa because she's the one who punches things very hard. It causes an explosion with her fists. So I would take that over the healer or the ninja. Ninja's close second. The healer doesn't do that much damage, and even though Red 13's awesome, he also is kind of a loner at this point. And now we basically can go to any of these squares, which are labeled with each of them being like kind of like right here. But we can't go to the Battle Square. Let's go to the Wonder Square, though. The place where Barret went off to go chase after him. And we go here, and then we're going to get our new teammate for the episode.
Who the hell is that?
This, we will see in a minute.
Jacobo?
No. I'm afraid he's a fortune-telling machine. The character's name is... That is not actually how it's pronounced. It says Kate Sith. It's actually, I believe it's Russian, where it's pronounced Ketchi.
Okay.
So I'm going to leave it like this because I don't remember the pronunciation of it or how it's like.
Spell it like the pronunciation.
I have to look it up because I don't remember it off the top of my head. So hold up. Ketchi. FF7, is it? Because the character's name is like, oh, it's pronounced Ketchi. So if I actually go to the page and see how it's actually pronounced, or if I could just leave it like this, because this is how it's pronounced, I suppose, in English, but everyone just calls it Kate Sith, when it's like, again,
Kate Sith.
I might just leave it as Kate Sith, because I don't think it's actually used. It might be at the bottom under trivia. And the voice is actually kind of weird in the game. Well, in other... Nope, I don't see anything relating to trivia here. So we're just gonna leave it as Kate Sith. Just do know that I will be saying Ketchi, because that's how it's technically pronounced. And we'll leave it at that. But this thing's a fortune-telling machine. It is a cat riding a Mog, I believe.
A what?
It's technically this thing's a robot because it says I'm a fortune-telling machine. And it was like, oh, can you tell the future? No, I can fly, do anything. Let's see how this works. And let's see what your fortune says.
You gonna spit out a fortune cookie?
Just a fortune.
Okay.
What it says, ordinary luck. It will be an active fortune. Given to the goodwill of others, and something big will happen after summer. Wait, hold on. So I'm assuming this thing just spits out generic random fortunes like they do for fortune cookies. Because I do believe me and my brother got like 2 of the same fortune in a day. Like, oh, these are just generic BS. Be careful of forgetfulness. Your lucky color is blue. Pretty sure it's purple. Let's give him another chance. Yeah, I don't believe this for a second. And let's see how it works. What does it say? What you pursue will be yours, but you will lose something dear. That actually does sound like a fortune. I don't know if it's good or bad. The first time I ever got something like this. We're just gonna go around making fortunes. This is gonna bug me. But you're a machine, right? And he's like, alright, I'm gonna join you no matter what you say. And now we are forcibly being have a new party member. We now have a new party member in Ketchi, where he basically he gave us a fortune where actually it seemed omniscient. What you pursue will be yours, but you will lose something dear.
Can he fight though?
He's a party member, so he can indeed fight.
Yeah.
And he has one of the better materials that we can get.
What?
Being manipulated.
Okay.
I will show that off because we actually need it in order to get to certain events. But since we want to progress along with the story, the next square we actually go to is the Battle Square.
Alright, what's happening? It looked like a party to me.
Yeah, this is the Battle Square. We go here, we fight, and we get GP for it. But you actually do have to spend GP, and that guy's dead.
Run his package.
I don't think we can.
Oh, what are you doing right now, isn't it?
No, he's checking his pulse.
Check his package.
Hey, he says he's dead. but I don't see he's dead by what. And we're gonna go check out. Yeah, let's go head into the area where the guy's just flat out looked like collapsed. Oh.
Everybody, run all their pockets.
Oh, no.
Somebody got some money, some GP.
Did Sephiroth do this? Let's find out.
What you got in them pockets?
They were all shots. Sephiroth would never use a gun. I don't know. Maybe in the last few years since you've seen him, he picked up a machine, AK. I don't know. Maybe he got a gun arm. He has a gun arm and a giant sword. The most deadly of long-range weapon combos. If you take off his gun, he got his sword. If you take away his sword, he got his gun. Oh, someone else is alive. Or
Over there, half alive. They might be drunk.
man with a gun on his arm. You know a person with a gun on their arm.
Oh, yeah. That's what you hear from the hallway.
Okay, so we technically missed out on an optional scene. To
Is that
see.
Tarzan?
No, this is the guy's name is Dio, and I'm not doing the meme. He runs this place, and he walks around in a speedo. Like, he runs the place, and he's buff as all heck, apparently.
He ain't got no gun arms.
He got no gun arms, but he does run the place. And he's like, hurry and run. Yeah, no, I'm probably pretty sure we shouldn't run if we explained ourselves. Like, hey, we got here. Like, none of these characters use guns. Kachi doesn't use guns. Tifa definitely doesn't use guns.
Oh,
Clyde
you
has
ready
a
to fight?
giant sword. Hey, is that Ed 209?
Look at it. 3
3
of them.
Oh, that ain't good.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like
yeah.
singing from Thriller.
And now we get sent into this place who has his own private prison.
We can't fight for it or nothing? Just
There,
straight to jail, huh?
not actual jail, his own private jail for everyone.
He was walking around in his drawers. I don't want to go to his jail.
We are basically at the very, very, very bottom of the gold saucer now. Where are we? We are in a desert prison called Corel Prison.
Right.
Desert prison?
Look like a junkyard.
Yep. In the middle of the desert. Surrounded entirely by quicksand.
Oh, nice.
I heard that once you get in, you can never get out. That is a lie. There is a way for us to get out. I just hate for us the way we have to get out.
Why?
Well,
We gotta walk around in our drawers too?
Nah. And we can do that in the early, the late 1990s or early 2000s. You can't do that. There's one exception.
Yep.
That on the way to get out. Hey, look, there's Barret.
Oh, yeah.
Time for backstory. And he killed another dude.
I had to. He ate my last piece of wings.
Yeah, stay back. This is something I gotta deal with. And just leave me alone.
Just
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
That's one of your friends? He sure looks dangerous. Then again, Ketchi is new. He's also a robot. Well, I would also be scared of a man who has a gun on his arm, is about as tall as my dad, except as about twice as wide.
I'd be scared of a cat riding on a marshmallow, but that's just me.
That can talk. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a Russian. Hey, look,
He speaks Russian, of all
this
things.
one's been shot too. I don't know. Barret does have a gun on his arm.
They tried to set me up.
Uh-oh. And yeah, this guy will just constantly hound us.
Somebody called Benjamin Crumb.
Okay, so we can actually save here. And we don't have to pay money in order to save. So we are actually going to save here in Corel Prison.
Yep.
And we are going to call it a part here.
Yep.
Because we found Barret. We got into a new area. We got thrown in jail. So,
In a junkyard in the desert surrounded by quicksand.
yeah. So with that, I am Omega Zero.
I am Late Night CJ, aka Sweet Daddy, in the streets.
And we will catch you guys later.